Hi guys. Yeah, it has been, something. Do you ever have one of those times in your life where all the things happen at once and you kind of lose control of everything and it all goes haywire? You still feel like you're sort of in control, but things just are like slipping through the cracks. That has been my last couple of weeks. So yeah, lots going on, lots of things that are sort of messy and have to be re-evaluated and set back in place. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna open the package for the vanilla sweater with the yarn that you guys chose for me to make the sweater out of, and I'm gonna show you as we go along exactly how chaotic my life has been lately, and exactly how difficult it is to find anything in my house right now. So this is the sweater pattern, the vanilla sweater. I'm sure that is reading backwards. And the size that I think I'm going to be making is actually a size C. I like my sweater super oversized, so especially pull-on ones. Being of a certain age, there is hot flashes involved, so there will definitely need to be some air inside that sweater. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Anyway, let's open the package because I'm so excited about this yarn and to see exactly what weight it is, how many plies it is, what color it is, because you guys unanimously chose the Petrol Heather colorway. And so there we go. Let me go get a pair of scissors though so I can open this package. Got my scissors. Let's open it. It's gonna be crinkly. Sorry. Gonna make lots of noise. But yeah, so Woolly Thistle. Thank you, Woolly Thistle, for making this awesome pattern. Sweet. Unboxing. So, unboxing videos, you're supposed to actually see when I unpack it, so there you go. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. I was so excited when the package came. I was probably way too excited when the package came. But anyway, beautiful packaging, by the way. There was some lovely purple packing paper in there. And this color, I wasn't expecting to like it. I hate to say it, you guys, because you chose it. But I was like, medium gray? Medium gray. There were some really beautiful colors in there. And I thought, medium gray is what everybody's choosing. So, but yes, I love it. This is a great color. I will, how about I show you my sweater collection and you can see what color isn't in there already. Okay, today is a day about realism. You can see that everything's a mess. However, you can see that the only mid-gray sweater I have really is this one that's super patterned, and so it's not going to go with everything. I have this lovely sweater, but yeah, I have light gray, I have a bunch of blues, I have some pinks, I have some greens. I don't even, oh, that's like a dark blue. I know that's coming out looking black, but I never wear black. That's a dark navy. Anyway, so yeah, so a color I don't really have. So let us open this and do a little analysis on the yarn. How about that? Gotta be crinkly again. I'm trying to be quiet. My mom is living here now and it's, ooh. So this is the color, and that's actually coming up. It's a little bit darker in real life, but I like that little almost blue cast to it. It's like a darker steel gray, and a little thinner than I thought it was going to be. And I'm going to read you some of the label information if I can. It's actually in Norwegian, so maybe not. let's see, it says 2.5 to 3.5 needle size. It's 175 meters per 50 grams, which I actually make yarn, so this is about the size of some other, the weight and the length of some other yarn that I actually produce. Maybe I'll show you that. So these are some other yarns that either I produce myself or I have produced in collaboration with other people. So this one is not available anymore except through particular producers, but this is Natural Fiber Producers Dream Spun. This is an amazing yarn. This is so cool. If you want some, I'll have to figure out how to put it back online. I had it on Etsy for a while. But this is called Dream Spun. It's a sock yarn, and this is primarily alpaca with some of my sheep's wool as part of the mix, and then also a little bit of nylon. So this is really good for socks, and it's quite small, quite thin, you can see. So this is actually considered a super fine yarn, and you would use tiny needles for that one. So that's, and let me read, let's see. Anyway, it was done by Natural Fiber Producers, which was a cooperative that I belonged to. I really like this yarn. There weren't a ton of those yarns that I really loved, but this one was great. And I'll show you a project I made out of it, which is amazing. You guys know I'm total history nerd and genealogy buff, so I did a hat, a winter hat out of this. I did 2 skeins, 2 threads held together, and I made a reproduction of a hat that was worn by someone in the 1600s, and that gentleman fell into a bog, and his hat was preserved, and his body at the same time, but that one is such a good hat. The pattern is just amazing. So I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I'm showing you now. Showing it to you now. This is the, oh gosh, now I'm going to have to remember where I got the pattern from. Knitted Garb, which was a book that was produced by a museum back east somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. I knitted this quite a while ago. But isn't that the coolest hat? Look at that. Isn't that just amazing? I love this pattern so much. I've actually done it up a couple times because I just love it so much. And this was knitted with that yarn, the Dream Spun sock yarn, held double. But it's doubled, the brim is doubled, and then it's got this beautiful lace pattern. And I just love how the decreases make this cool really subtle X pattern on the top of the hat. But it looks amazing. Sorry, my hair is going everywhere. But doubled over your ears, so the lace holes don't make your ears cold. And yeah, and so that yarn is especially good for this hat. That little bit of nylon in it, I've tried to do scarves or other bigger projects with that yarn. It's great for socks, it's great for this hat, but for the, like I made a scarf out of it once and it looked a little rubbery, like it had this weird drape because of the nylon that's in it to make it stronger for socks. So I wouldn't recommend it for scarves necessarily, but yes. And I can't remember the name of this pattern, but I know that it's in that Knitted Garb book that was produced by someplace in Massachusetts, I think. Maybe it was Old Williamsburg. Maybe Williamsburg. Maybe that's where that pattern book came from. But what a lovely pattern. But this one is 3.5 ounces or 100 grams per 400 yards or 365 meters. So this is quite a fine yarn. Much finer than the one that we just got for the vanilla sweater. But it does have kind of a similar quality. This one is a little softer because of the alpaca, and probably warmer because alpaca fibers actually are pretty warm. And this one is wool, which you know, being a sheep lady, I'm a big fan of wool, but it's a little squishier. So, and it's not, like, I was afraid it was going to be a little scratchy, and it's actually not very scratchy. It's not as soft as the alpaca, but it's darn good. My wool that I grow is actually quite soft. And you wouldn't think it, because I've had not the finest merino or anything. Those are not my sheep, but they are quite fluffy and soft. And this has kind of reminded me of my own fleeces. So this will be fun to play with and try to match with my wool. And I did wash some of that wool. I'll show you that too in a minute. And then this is another yarn that I produce. This is called Corriedale Caterpillar. I had a lot of Corriedale sheep at one point, and I had a ton of that wool spun up into, this is like a super bulky, and that is how fat it is. And you can see that it's just a much chunkier yarn. This actually, for a bulky yarn that is wool, is quite soft. And these were Corriedale crosses, so they were crossed with some other breeds, mostly Rambouillet sheep, from my friend Leah Arroyo, who I should introduce you to someday. That would be great. She's awesome, and she has a ton of yarns on her shop. So yeah, so you should go check hers out. Hers is Leaping, no, it's not Leaping Sheep. It is Promised Land Fibers on Etsy. So go to Promised Land Fibers on Etsy and you will find Leah Arroyo's fabulous yarns. She does the coolest stuff. So always something fun, always something new and different. So this one is a 3-ounce skein. So and then 88 yards. So it's much shorter because it's fatter, if that makes sense. So anyway, so those are some yarns that you might be interested in. I will try to figure out a way. Leah may have some of this on her site, because she does buy yarn from me, and she may have it listed on her site. I'll have to go check. But she may have some of my yarns on there. And I just kind of gave up advertising. Nobody ever was buying anything. So if you guys want it, tell me in the comments, and I will start putting it back up on my, I do have an Etsy store and have an eBay store. I have all the stores, but nobody ever buys anything. So anywho, let's go back to this one. This one is going to take me a while to knit up. And I will tell you why I have put this off for so long and why it's taking me a little while to get to it. Because this is my current project. Now, if you're a knitter, you know that it could be the 15 projects going on at the same time. I have been trying really hard over the last few years to just really not start a new project until the old one is done. Yeah, you know how that goes. But, so Vanilla Sweater is beginning. However, I'm not quite done with the project I was working on before. So let me show you that one. So once upon a time, I got this beautiful, beautiful silk yarn. I can't remember exactly where I got it. I can't remember the name of it, but it is actually silk. And I love the feel of silk. I love the shininess of it. It is amazing stuff. Super cool. I would love to have stuff made out of this, but this is a pain in the neck to knit. So it slides off the needles. I have tried and tried and tried, especially this is like a light lace weight. It's really fine. Very difficult to keep on the needles. Just was having a dickens of a time of it. And so I tried and tried and tried to get this into something, to make something out of it. Didn't work. So I thought, go back to the hold 2 threads together idea. And I bought this because wool is great that way. It's going to stay on your needles. It's going to stick together. It's going to make like a cohesive fabric. So I bought this lace weight wool yarn. This is great. This is lovely. When I tried to hold them together, the silk again went AWOL and was not very happy. And so it just wasn't looking right. It was looking there was too much contrast between the two yarns color-wise, so it was looking not just heathered, but almost just chunky in weird colors. So, so that didn't work. I tried to hold those together. That didn't work. But then I realized I just like wool to knit with. I mean, I love silk. It's great, but I'm not particularly good at knitting it. So I decided I was going to hold 2 threads together and make this lovely thing. So this is a scarf. It is on the diagonal. It's actually a very simple pattern. It looks complicated and lovely, and it's not blocked yet, so of course it doesn't look perfect yet. But it's knit on the diagonal, and I've been working on this because the yarn is so fine. I've been working on this for, I don't know, I don't knit that frequently, so probably 2 to 3 months I've been working on this. And I'll do a couple rows and then quit, or do a couple pattern repeats and then quit. And so it's getting to where it could almost be a scarf. And I don't really like my scarves super long, but it's so nice because it's so fine that I usually just like feel like I'm being choked by scarves. But this one is going to be just fine because it just is so fine that it packs down. And because it's going to be probably doubled up pretty good, even those holes will probably not be a big problem in winter. We have a lot of wind in the winter. And so, yeah, so that one's nearly done. This one will get done, I promise. Because I really want to get to the vanilla sweater, and I want to get to it in the next, so you guys can actually watch the process. So it needs to be done soon. And I do promise, there's another video I have that I've been thinking about that I started a project a while back of recreating an ancient Irish outfit. And that was a sewing project, a hand sewing project. And I got the chemise done, and I got a mock-up out of some really cool fabric. And so I used that costume for Halloween, and it was just Halloween a little while ago, so I dug it out, and I wore it I got invited to a party. I never get invited to parties anymore. So I got invited to a Halloween party, and I wore it, and it was spectacular and amazing. And I realized that I still have the wool for that, because I was going to do it in a weight of wool fabric that was very similar to the original pattern. Again, a bog body from the 1600s. One of the oldest extant garments in Ireland. And so I thought, I have Irish ancestors. What's the oldest piece of clothing that I could recreate that would be something that one of my ancestors would have worn? And that got put on hold. And a lot of people commented, hey, where's part 2? Well, there are problems with that one. So I will go into that more in another video. But there are some things about the shoulder pieces that I don't understand. Like, I went through the pattern, I made the mock-up, I tried to make it work. I could not figure out how that was exactly going to go. But I did go and see the original piece in the museum, the National Museum of Ireland. It's there. And I went and took pictures of that. So I am going to go and review that and see if I can figure out where the seams are and how those shoulder pieces are placed in. It's very different than a modern pattern, so it's not just like a set-in sleeve. It's very different. And so we'll work on that too, maybe this year. Maybe in January, February-ish, maybe. We'll start working on that one again. I'll knit like the wind on this. How about that? Because it takes me forever to get patterns done, to get knitting done. Especially like a full-size sweater takes me a long time. I'm going to knit like the wind and try to get this one done. And then we're going to try spinning that yarn up and see what that looks like. Because I've got some fleece that may be comparable. And we're going to try to recreate the yarn, and I'll show you how I do that. And how I analyze this yarn. But anyway, unboxing. It happened. Yay! You guys got a little introduction to my own yarns. Yay! We talked a little about how this is going to go in the future. Yay! I was going to walk around and show you how nasty my office is and give you a little dose of reality, but that's almost too scary. So this is like the best looking part of my whole room right now. And yeah, the rest looks terrible because, I got 2 jobs this week. I already had one part-time job, and then that grew into probably a pretty full-time job for a short period of time, and then another part-time job. And so I've been developing contracts and getting things together for those jobs and doing a bunch of other stuff, and my mom moved in. So yeah, it's been an interesting couple of weeks. But anyhow, we will talk some more later. But thank you guys for voting on the color, because I do love it. I love this steel blue. That's one of my very favorite colors of all time. So thank you for getting me over the, it was kind of a poor picture of the color. So I will claim that it wasn't, to me, the most appealing one, but you guys chose well. I approve, and I will wear this sweater a bunch. So thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.